Imagine a train that never arrives, but is always heard. A whistle echoing in the dead of night. Footsteps crunching on gravel with no one in sight. And ghostly figures that vanish as quickly as they appear. Welcome to Midnight Ridge, where a phantom locomotive has haunted these tracks for over a century. But why? What secrets does this spectral train carry? Stay with us as we uncover the chilling tale of the ghost train of Midnight Ridge. The legend of the ghost train dates back to 1872, a time when steam engines ruled the rails, and Midnight Ridge was a small but thriving town. On a cold December night, the Ridge Line Express departed from Greenville, bound for a neighboring city. It carried passengers, cargo, and a mysterious man clutching a black leather briefcase. The train, however, never made it to its destination. The next morning, search parties found wreckage scattered across a gorge, a derailed train, twisted metal, and shattered lives. But here's the twist. Not a single body was ever recovered. Some say the train's passengers and crew vanished into thin air, leaving behind only whispers of their fate. For over 150 years, Midnight Ridge residents have reported hearing the train's whistle echo through the valley at exactly 3:13 a.m. Those brave enough to investigate often describe the same chilling sight, an ethereal train, glowing faintly, gliding noiselessly over the tracks. Take the case of Mary Beth Johnson in 1968. She described seeing the ghostly locomotive stop at the old Ridge station, steam billowing from its spectral engine. She claimed she saw shadowy figures disembark, their faces obscured by unnatural darkness. Moments later, the train faded away, and so did the figures. But Mary Beth isn't the only one. Let's talk about what happened to a local skeptic who dared to follow the sound of that ghostly whistle. In 1984, local skeptic Roger Hensley decided to debunk the legend once and for all. Armed with a flashlight and a stubborn determination, Roger ventured onto the tracks at 3 a.m. He later recounted hearing the whistle growing louder and louder, followed by the sound of screeching brakes and hissing steam. Roger claimed he saw the train materialize in front of him. But what terrified him wasn't the train itself. It was the conductor. The figure had empty eye sockets and an unsettling grin. Roger's story makes you wonder, is curiosity really worth it? Or should we stick to Netflix for our late-night thrills? And here's the eerie part. Roger isn't the only one who's seen the conductor. The ghostly conductor is a recurring figure in these tales. Some believe he was the mysterious man with a leather briefcase on that fateful journey. Legend has it that the briefcase contained documents incriminating powerful figures in Midnight Ridge. Did these documents cost him his life and doom him to haunt these tracks forever? Conspiracy or coincidence? Whatever the case, witnesses who've encountered the conductor describe feeling a sudden drop in temperature and an overwhelming sense of dread. Kind of like when you check your bank balance after a weekend splurge. But what if I told you there's more to this story than ghostly sightings? Some believe Midnight Ridge itself holds the key. Midnight Ridge wasn't always known by that name. Before settlers arrived, the valley was sacred land to the local indigenous tribe, who believed the area was a portal between worlds. Could the train's tragedy have awakened something ancient? Some researchers suggest the Ridge Line Express's route was built directly over these sacred sites, disturbing the land's balance. Could this disturbance explain why the train and its passengers are trapped in an endless loop? But what about the briefcase? Could its contents still exist, hidden somewhere in the valley? In recent years, Ghost hunters and paranormal investigators have flocked to Midnight Ridge, armed with EMF detectors and thermal cameras. Some claim to have captured chilling EVPs, electronic voice phenomena, that include faint cries for help and whispers saying, "Don't board the train." And then there's the briefcase. Despite numerous searches, it has never been found. Could it hold the answers to this century-old mystery? Or maybe it's just filled with someone's 19th century tax returns. Spooky, but for different reasons. So, what do you think? Is the ghost train of Midnight Ridge merely a local legend? Or does it hide something far more sinister? The next time you hear a train whistle in the distance, you might want to think twice before investigating. If you're intrigued by spectral roads and eerie legends, check out our next video on haunted highways. You'll find it linked right here on the end screen. Until next time, keep your lights on and your imagination open.